Hey everybody, Malachite here, and it is time for Pajamas and Readings. And hopefully I'm only getting the cards in and not the messy cat food bowl. So let's bring this up here. And you're crooked. And fix the camera. Those have already been shuffled. And for those of you who have not been through the rigorous process of Pajamas and Readings, this is where I get to practice my readings on you, my faithful subscribers. I am new to tarot and oracle readings, and I have myself and my best friend / roommate to practice on. So I decided, why not make a YouTube weekly video thing and do practice readings on you. So I've gotten a little braver and I'm doing 3-card spreads. So that's what we're going to do this week. We're using the Fallen Angel Oracle cards by Nigel Suckling. I really like these cards a lot. They're a little harder to read with. Because I haven't been reading with them a lot, so I'm gonna do 3: beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. And we'll see what we have here. Beginning of the week we have Realm, card 42, Upheaval. I love the artwork on these cards. If you want to see the back of them, this is the back. This is the beginning of the week, Upheaval. Okay, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Let me look at the book. The rest of the week looks better, though. Let me see here. I can't wait till I get a table so I can, because my tripod's not quite tall enough to show you everything all at once, but the message of this card is bloody revolution threatens. Choose the side you support with care. His totem is the crow, a bird that thrives on war and carnage. He presides over the destruction of proud rulers and empires, but not just out of malice. It's not usually for those who overthrow oppressive regimes to become just as oppressive themselves if unchecked. Sometimes only war can restore the balance. Realm also arbitrates in the reconciliation between enemies from which real justice can develop. This card is really interesting to me being at the beginning of the week, because in the middle of the week we have Belial, which is friendship. This is a really interesting reading. I'll put it all together for you, and then you guys will kind of see the progression. Belial, or it can also be Beliar. In uncertain times, you must know your friends before making your move. Belial is said to have been created second in line after Lucifer, and before the chief archangels Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. Some say he was the principal oracle of ancient Babylon during its days of greatness. He takes the form of a beautiful angel riding a fiery chariot. He's wise in the art of diplomacy and gathering allies for a cause, especially an inclination towards pride that can at times make him an unreliable ally. And then at the end of the week, we got inverted Murmur, which is history. It's inverted, but I'm going to show you the artwork right side up. And then I'm going to read it inverted. The past returns to haunt you. Make peace with it, or misfortune will follow. Murmur often appears in visions in the form of a noble warrior riding upon a griffin and with slim coronet on his head. 2 heralds ride before him with great trumpets to announce his arrival. Murmur is a philosopher, a student of human nature. He can also conjure ghosts from the past to reveal their side of a story. No secret is totally safe from him, so no chance should be missed to make amends for misdeeds or shortcomings. Okay. Sometimes it takes me a minute to put everything together, so I will get quiet while I'm thinking. And a lot of you have already put this together because you're like, what do you want to call it? Seasoned readers. But there's a million ways that you can put things together, so I might put it together differently than you, so. Honestly and oddly, and this is odd, with Realm, I know it says upheaval and destruction. That's, as we know, not always a bad thing, and we know that from the Death card and cards like that. But the one thing that strikes me is sometimes only war can restore the balance. Realm also arbitrates in the reconciliation between enemies from which real justice can develop. So what I am seeing in this reading is a personal relationship. I see it with one person. That's a friendship that you may have now, or you may have had in the past, that had a real upheaval in it. That maybe you're not friends right now, or maybe you are, but there's still some resentment and stuff there that really needs to be worked through. And, you know, I like this because he arbitrates the reconciliation so that real justice can develop. And justice means a lot of things. It doesn't always mean, I wish I had my notepad out because I could actually look up the meaning of justice. It doesn't always mean someone being punished for something they have done. Justice can just mean a right being wronged in a positive way. So whether you did the wrong or the other person did the wrong or both people did the wrong, what I see at the beginning of the week is a friendship that had a huge upheaval, actually kind of being reconciled, and the rights being wronged that came along with it. And we've all been in this position. I know I have. Or maybe a huge upheaval happening, and all of that happening at the beginning of the week, and the beginnings of the reconciliation happening right after the upheaval. And then we see friendship in the middle of the week. And the thing that struck me with that, pardon me while I go through the book, was in uncertain times you must know your friends before making your move. Again, he is wise in the art of diplomacy and gathering allies for a cause, despite an inclination towards pride that can at times make him an unreliable ally. Again, we see diplomacy, allies, things like that. Second in line after Lucifer, if God, however you see God, this particular deck takes from the Key of Solomon, I believe, or the Book of Enoch. I'll look at the beginning, but basically would be someone that would be very, very trusted as an angel. So again, the art of diplomacy, gathering allies. So it's just a continuation of the justice being done, diplomacy taking place, the friendship healing from the upheaval that happened, that could happen at the beginning of the week, that could have happened earlier, that justice is being done, things are being patched up, or maybe, you know, justice is actually being done and that person's moving away from your life and you're finding out who your allies are. It could be that particular situation as well. There's a couple different things that actually could be going on here. And because it's a reading for such a large group of people, because it's just an open reading for YouTube, it actually could be either one. It's really, really interesting that it could either be a friendship that's had an upheaval or is going to have an upheaval, and then have the justice served where the justice is a good thing and the friendship starts to slowly heal itself, and then the diplomacy where you sit down, because diplomacy is where you sit down and you have a dialogue and you converse with each other and things start to mend and heal. That's what diplomacy is. So this is actually a really good card to have after that, especially when I see it as a relationship. So the last card being Murmur, inversed, card 40. Let's see. They don't really do inversions, so the past, and I'm not going to do an inversion on this, the past returns to haunt you, make peace with it, or misfortune will follow. So what I see here is a repetition of patterns. So if you've had a pattern of friendships going into upheaval, trying to fix them, and then giving up on it and letting them go, that's going to be the past coming back to haunt you. The cat is joining us. She loves readings. That's going to be the past coming to haunt you, and that may be something that you don't want to happen. You may really want to keep working on the diplomacy. If it's a friendship that is genuinely unhealthy and these upheavals happen all the time, that's something you need to look at. But you need to remember, if you're someone that has a pattern of this behavior, you want to recognize that and be sure that you're not repeating that same pattern over and over and over again. Again, because he's a philosopher, a student of human nature, and no secret is totally safe from him. No chance should be missed to make amends for past misdeeds or shortcomings. So also, if this, if card 1 is an upheaval that happened in the past, and there were misgivings and shortcomings in the past, you want to look at this card as well, and look at maybe, you don't necessarily have to go back to being friends with this person again, but maybe look at sitting down, maybe having the justice served, diplomatically leveling that out on the playing field, putting things to rest, and you know, ending the patterns that you had in the past as well. So that's kind of what I see there, and I'm almost at 15 minutes. I don't really think there's anything else that I really see that I could go any deeper into. So anyway, this has been Pajamas and Readings. I hope this was helpful for someone and marginally enjoyable, and anyway, that's it. So have a really wonderful Sunday, and I will see you for Pajamas and Readings next week. Take care, guys. Blessed be. Bye.